you have described yourself as having so many lives.
It is true.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more. You are a man of much life experience. Um,
And not done yet, man. We're just getting started. Can't
yeah.
wait for what's next.
You and you've said as part of that, like you've done the like gigging musician, touring musician thing, before, and now you're really trying to lean into this like new dynamic. Um, Although I do have to ask from a live perspective, if you were putting together your dream lineup, Sean Stevens, maybe headlining, maybe support, who's on that? Who do you want to really be on stage with?
Wow, that's a good question. I've never thought of that.
Yes, you
Being
have.
headliner kind of sucks because you're the last person of the night. Everybody's now waiting for the giant headliner. Uh, yeah, that's really hard. So I almost don't want a headline because then you got to keep it all going. But no, that's not true. Okay, I'd headline. Um, if I obviously it's the Chili Peppers. But then I would feel so feel like a dishonor for me to not I would have to open for the Chili Peppers. Like I could never, I would never be the front band in front of the Chili Peppers. Like I just couldn't do that. It would be disrespectful. Uh, I don't we can any is this a hypothetical situation that we could like be
Yeah,
with
yeah.
anyone? It would
Pick
definitely
anyone.
be
Pick anyone.
like Bob Marley for sure. I mean, wouldn't that be a ride to
That'd be a
show up
good
with
one.
Bob Marley? And there's some others like I was actually in the video for Paul Simon Graceland. So I was living in
What?
Zimbabwe at the time, and I'm in the crowd, which is all very funny. But I was a child on somebody's
Yeah.
shoulders. So Paul Simon, that kind of because he was just with that sort of Graceland time where it's sort of African interesting stuff. Um, Peter Gabriel's shows were so good. Like there's not a headline. Like I'm not sure I want to headline that, but I wouldn't mind be part of that show. Like that'd be really cool. And there's some other amazing recent artists like Jordy Griep. I mean, come on, like I got to play in that show a couple of times, and that is super fun. I actually think the what would be fun is not to play an entire show because that is so hard. And you really need to set aside 6 months to do it well.
Yeah.
First 3 months is just practice with a bunch of professional musicians so you can make a spectacular show. And I don't really have 6 months and then go do a tour because
Yeah.
it's like that. So I like this sort of new idea of maybe just showing up and playing.
I
Uh,
have
you
seen
know,
you do that once in Nashville. I wasn't
yeah,
there,
that's
but I saw it online.
yeah, I've done it a few times where great bands are just like, hey, will you come, hang out, either hang out and just hang out in the crowd and like say hello, or come and we'll play a song. And obviously it's usually Rectangular, which is not my favorite song, but it's the most crowd pleasing, obvious song.
It's
Uh,
also catchy as hell. Even like even people that don't like the song know all the words
right.
and the tune's stuck in their head. Like that's some
Yes,
Smash Mouth levels of Inception. Like,
let's go. It's funny. Well, it's not that complicated of a song. But
yeah,
certainly the emotion, the concept there, where we feel like we don't have we like those are my people.
yeah,
I love people that aren't like the same like copy paste as everybody else. I love the interesting people who have found their own way and doing their own thing. The copy paste people are great, but I've already met them, so I don't really need to spend more time with them in order to become a better and more interesting person myself. I'm not. I am interested in becoming and learning things from new people and finding more interesting people and hearing their stories. And if you've got the same story as all the other people with the same story, I'm kind of done with you after a while. Not
yeah.
disrespectfully. I wouldn't choose to spend time with you.
No, I get it. It's like, I've met this brand of person before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I'm not being disrespectful. Some people love that idea. They want to be the same as everybody else. I just, yeah, I don't want to do that. I, uh,
Yeah.
I like interesting people.
I
You know,
can say that I've never met somebody quite like you, Sean.
thanks, brother. I don't know if you heard this, but you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around,
I have heard
right?
that.
And I have a meta version of that, which is the people that you spend time with also have to pick 5 people. So if you're
Mhm.
finding someone who's around 4 other copy pastes, then you're inevitably going to become more like all of other civilization. But if you find 5 people who are all rectangles, they're all completely unique and interesting in their own right. then the triangulation, the like, how do I become more like them becomes infinitely more interesting because the five people they're hanging around are interesting people. So then you find all of these interesting people who are also around interesting people, and your ability to see things, like you're seeing things and being involved in things which are absolutely interesting and spectacular. So really cool stuff.